Hello everybody and welcome. This is going to be my first real video of what's going on this Dad Writes Stuff video. So welcome, please like and subscribe and let's get started. So today I'm going to be talking about what happened on with Netflix and the Dave Chapelle situation. So basically what happened with Dave Chapelle and Netflix, if you don't know, is that Dave Chapelle has a new special on Netflix called The Closer, which is honestly not that bad. I've watched it now twice. It's not terrible. It's got some really good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's at something like 96%. I can check that right now. But it is, it's not too bad, you know. It's not his best work, not his worst work. Big fan of Dave Chapelle in the past. He is probably one of the best comedians of our generation. His sketch show was really good back in before he left Comedy Central. But he definitely pushed some buttons on this one. He's pretty good at doing that though. With Sticks and Stones, he did the same thing. He kind of made it about the culture wars, and then he had his own his own take on the culture wars basically, and what's been happening. I wouldn't say he's woke, but he's definitely not like red pilled or whatever you would call it. He has his own opinions. They're great. They make me laugh. Sometimes they go against what I think. I don't agree with him, but it's one of those things that he can get across the aisle on either side, and he can make everybody laugh. And that's hard to do. You see that with very few comedians who can get like the really conservative people and then the really liberal people to both laugh at the same thing. They might be laughing for different reasons, but they'll definitely both laugh. One of the things that cracks me up about Dave Chapelle is that he does this. He comes out and he does a video, or he does a special, and it'll be just absurd. It'll be like all the way woke or whatever. Not fully. I mean, if you look at Sticks and Stones, it's the complete opposite though. He comes out and it seems like he's taking everything from a conservative perspective. And then you go to The Closer and it's kind of flipped on its side, but he's still making fun of everybody. And for some reason, that just doesn't seem to be acceptable anymore. One of the crazy things that happened too is that, the coverage of this was pretty big the first day when it first came out. There was this huge rebuff from the Netflix company employees. And they said there's going to be a big walkout. The CEO stood firm, said, basically forget your walkout. We're just going to do, what we do. You can't tell us what to make, what not to make. Tim Pool had a great quote today, which was basically, you can't tell us what we're going to enjoy, what we're going to experience, and what we're going to watch. So have a nice day. I love that. I don't think there's a better approach. It's libertarian. It's saying, we get to do what we want to do, and as long as it's not physically hurting you, you really shouldn't be involved. You see this happen a lot. It kind of happened with cuties on the other aspect of it. For me, I haven't seen it. Obviously, it's not my brand. I don't particularly care for like exploitation of children, and that's what I saw it as, just from the reviews. So, but on the other hand, it's one of those, is it hurting somebody? And in that situation, I think you can say that, yeah, it probably hurt those kids. So that's kind of hard. But in this one, there's no physical damage being done to anybody. Somebody standing on a stage and talking can't hurt you physically by itself. I think what they're trying to push is that it's his comments are like will create real world violence. Not that it is real world violence, but there's no proof of that, and actually there's proof kind of against that, so that one's hard for them. What I would like to see right now is for Netflix to put their foot down and just say no. Say, we're going to put up what we want to put up, and you can't do anything about it. And if they want to walk out and quit, let them. we're at this point now where people are not going back to work at all, and where people are avoiding getting back into the workforce. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that they don't want to be part of this type of stuff. They don't want to see the cancel culture stuff. They don't want to see corporations moving so far to the left where you can't say anything. You know, there's so many words that are now on the naughty list that you can't bring up. But if you can't say the words, then you don't even know what people think. Just taking a word away doesn't get rid of the sentiment or the feeling or the meaning behind the word. It just makes a new word come up and become, you know, the new offensive word. And it seems like an exercise in futility almost. So with this one, what I think we need to realize is that it's time to start going to the alternative medias. We have to. Not just alternative medias or alternative softwares, but like actually go to the alternative media sites and sign up behind those paywalls. Luke Rudkowski, you know, from We Are Change, he's amazing for news. Same with Tim Pool, amazing for news. You got the Daily Wire, which is now going into, they're starting to do some other videos. They've got a original movie started that they're producing fully. They released an original movie not too long ago. You should go check out their trailers. They've got some good movies. They've got Gina Carano over there now. And they, you know, and they are very conservative, so you can't say that they're not. They just are. Ben Shapiro is an Orthodox Jew, Jewish person. I'm sorry if that's offensive. Michael Knowles is a pretty devout Catholic, as well as Matt Walsh, I think, is pretty Catholic as well. But, you know, if you want non-conservative views from somebody who's freedom-minded, that's where you go over to Tim Pool. He's doing the same thing. He's starting up new video types, new entertainment. He's got sorry guys, I can't quote it exactly. It's not off the top of my head, but it's like a ghost show, paranormal type of thing. I think they're on their second episode. I listened to the first one. It's not too bad. It's pretty good. It's good for background. I was doing just working on some making some figures for my wife, and you know, it was great. Just had the headphones in, and it was a fun background thing. Plus now they're doing the green room. There's a lot of social stuff starting over there, and I think it's important to support them. The other thing that we see here is that Netflix is kind of showing their hand here. So with Cuties, there was a huge backlash, and I keep bringing it up because it's the backlash from the right, where you see like cancel culture concepts from the right, where it's, you know, get rid of your Netflix, don't subscribe anymore. And that's great, you know. Vote with your dollar, I think, is a good way to look at it. But when it's from the right, it seems smaller. It's not as explosive. It doesn't trend as much. There's not as much information around it, and it's gone in a day. Like, I remember the Cuties controversy. I think it was about a week long. This one with Dave Chapelle is going to go for probably a month at the shortest. You know, he pissed off the LGBTQ plus whatever, that whole community, and they just seem like you can't do it. He even said it in a special. He said that's the alphabet people that you can't make fun of, and they're proving him right. You know, you can't irritate them, or you're done. Or at least they try to cancel you. I don't think you can cancel Dave Chapelle. He kind of canceled himself once. He goes in and out of the stage. Honestly, I remember him talking to Joe Rogan about grabbing a microphone and a box or a speaker and going out and just doing stand-up on the street. Like, he doesn't care. He's got that down by the river mentality. You can't cancel him. Same thing with the people who are coming through right now, Tim Pool, Luke Rudkowski, Daily Wire. You just can't cancel them. They just don't care. It's like, okay, you can say that they're canceled. You can try to take away all their sponsors or whatever you want to do, but they're just going to keep doing what they do. And there's nothing to do to stop them. So what I think is probably the best move on this one is to just ignore it. Say, can't tell me what I'm going to enjoy. Can't tell me what I'm going to watch. Can't tell me what I'm going to create. I'm just going to do it. And if you want to stop these people from causing these huge commotions, that's what you have to do. I mean, or I don't know, like as a kid, you know, people would poke you, right, just to get your reaction, or they'd pull your hair. Maybe not you, or maybe you would do it to other people, who knows. But that's just the reaction that you're looking for. My 7-year-old does that to me. She'll come up to me and she'll start pulling on my pant leg, or she'll start poking me, or just saying daddy, 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 you know, nonstop until I respond. But you know, we can't treat adults like that. We can't let adults do that. When they do, it just ruins everything for everybody else. Why do you want that attention? Is, I guess, the question for those people. Why do you want to be throwing a tantrum and that be who people think you are? You know, a toddler. So that was a little more aggressive than I would want to start this off, but you know, it's how I feel. So I will start off this channel with this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for just liking and subscribing, if you will, and hopefully I will see you soon. God bless everybody, and just remember, love is important. Okay.